Alright, so here we are for round 3 on the draw. We will take a keep. The hand's a little slow, but we do have a 2-drop and a nick though, so we might be able to power out a couple things late in the game. Alright, so Tormented Hero. This might be a rough game 1, but should be a good match since we have 4 angers and 4 wild slashes after sideboard. Alright, well, we won't be blocking for many turns. So, unless we draw something, like a Draconic War, we're going to be at a very low life total very early. Alright, no other creature gives me the feeling of hope. Probably have to double block next turn though. Do our opponents just keep a ton of lands? Like, is this an obelisk turn? Could just be an obelisk turn. No? Okay. Still just want to keep the creature back and try to block. We are technically winning the race if we attack, and our opponent could easily just have a removal spell. Yeah, maybe that's why. Ultimate pricing the Eidolon into ultimate pricing the other creature. Nope, not killing this. Oh, we're still winning the race. We're no longer winning the race, and I think we're just dead on board. Yep. Yeah, can't win. Alrighty, so sideboard slash anger. Keeping Rabbles in. You can see taking Phoenix out since we're going to want anger, but I do like having the combination. These 2 cards feel good in the matchup. We don't want any of this. Creator's Claw seems too slow, and probably cut 1 Fanatic. Fanatic doesn't seem that good. I'm going to play Roasts. I'm just going to play more removal. This is our on the play, though. Like, I don't mind having angers on a bunch of these creatures because they're going to have to... We can, like, try to play a bunch of our creatures and kill things, and then if they start taking over control... Alright, I'm going to keep it and hope we just get there. Because going to 5 would suck, and... This is a bad hand. Is it even good if we get there? If we draw lands for the rest of the game, are we going to win? Our opponent is going to go pretty aggressive if we miss a land drop, so we just have to hope to hit, like... just have to hope to hit enough in the first turns, but our opponent also probably has a bunch of removal, so, like, after angering, we might... It might not be the worst thing. We can play like a Rabble to try to slow the game down if we draw another land right away. But it'll, like, our hand is disguised by keeping a 2-lander. Like, and then just not getting there. Alright, well, jig is up. Opponent kept at one lander. I'm going to play this face down, and I know that sounds weird, but we have these big creatures that if our opponent doesn't start progressing their board, we're going to start progressing ours since we can. And if we draw another land, then we'll just play a Thunderbreak. So, yeah, like if we didn't play this now, we can't even start clocking our opponent in any way. And it's not like I'm going to cast the Anger, so... Alright, off to discarding. Alright, well, this game went from seeing if I'm going to have to mulligan to 5 to a very easy, winnable game. Now we just have to win on the draw. This card can be annoying if we're trying to be control, so we have to like make sure we keep our removal spells around for when this card is in a potential threat. And we're going to attack with this since we want to deal the damage with this creature in case our opponent like draws a land and starts killing our guys. Now we just have lethal. Alrighty. This card is 2 mana kill a guy in some of the situations. Reviewing the notes. Okay. Still kind of like this board. I don't really think I like Fnatic in this matchup. I guess it just like burns them out, but when we're like not interacting, and it's like our Mogus Marauder, but I don't know how good that is. Probably just want all of our removal. No, we have Angers. We have a ton of removal. I guess I just don't know how much I respect this card when all of our devotion, like in the matches where we want Anger, so I'm not going to have it in the deck. Perfect. I love this hand. This hand's great. We have a Draconic Roar for this. We have some Eidolons to deal damage to him. Kill the first creature. Just gonna kill it now, since we're gonna want to kill it before it attacks anyway. Didn't play a creature. Well, our opponent doesn't have Rabble Masters, so I'm okay playing an Eidolon into a removal spell instead of just holding out Draconic Roar, because it's way different when our opponent doesn't have cards like Rabble Master. Alright, well, there's a break even. Just gonna get a Marauder into play, sure. I guess trade and then they just get the Bloodsoul Champion back, which kind of sucks. But that's a pretty sweet use of that. I think I'm just gonna roar. Don't think there's a play that I shouldn't choose. Like, I bet I could like wait. I don't think there's a card that punishes me for waiting, but like maybe our opponent would then play a haste creature. Like they're gonna go to combat trying to get the Bloodsong Champion back. So maybe I should have let that happen, but Painseer Sign in Blood. It's pretty good. Now removal spell into Get Back Thing is pretty good too. Not much we can do about it. I mean, we'll easily trade here. Our opponent gets back the guy, and didn't just F6'd. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna go. Which one do we go lead with? I think Thunderbreak. Well, our opponent has 2 cards, didn't kill this, and would have if could. So I guess it's just Thunderbreak. Since we can block. Alright. Does this work? I'm just curious. Right, return. So that's just a combo? It's pretty cool. Alright, so now we'll just play the Rabble Master. And then a Dragon Whisperer. So here, our opponent's going to need, 7th line isn't going to help. Flooded out pretty bit poorly. We're not going to block, obviously, because we'll just take 2, go to 16. If we drew a land, we would have been able to whisper up some dragons. Alright, 8. Just deal that. I guess we pumped. Our opponent was dead. I wasn't even paying attention. Hopefully there's some justice and there's a way for our opponent to get back in this game, but I don't think there is. Alright, yeah, that was the match. And let's see, we got one more round to try to win 11 packs and some QPs on SCG Green.